Alberta basketball fans, welcome to the Light Event Center and this semifinal in the Double A division. The visitors in this game will be the York House Tigers. The home team will be the Mulgrave Provincials.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can act around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame, they all want the name, but they ain't got what's running through these veins. Say I walk like a king. Make way for the king.
over to Ava Wilson. Zoo will put up the 3 ball off the front iron, doesn't go. Scramble for a loose ball there. Ratcliffe very quickly to the basketball. Avery Ratcliffe, number 14, one of the leaders on this York House team. Samantha Mark, number 13, with a touch there. Now a drive on the baseline right into traffic. And you're going to start to see that length, that strength, and that athleticism of this Mulgrave team start to really take its toll. They are starting 4 grade 10s for head coach Claude Leduc and company as they look to try and get to the championship final. But good job for York House early on, denying. Mulgrave still scoreless in this basketball game. Roos drives into a double team there. She'll kick it back out. Here's a drive from Mulgrave, and they're going to get their first basket of the game from Ava Wilson. Takes a nice drive into the paint there and lets it go off the window to tie this game at 2 minutes in. Thanks for joining us. As we mentioned, St. Michael's University School and Langley Christian will meet in our next semifinal. Those 2 winners, of course, play for all the marbles tomorrow in this beautiful restart season for BC girls high school basketball. If you've enjoyed the live streams all week, in our coverage for you, wall-to-wall of all tiers, including junior, at varsityletters.ca. I'm Howard Samura, and we're happy you're here. Great look underneath, and it's a gimme underneath for Mulgrave. Tegan Sacre able to score the basketball there. So back-to-back baskets and a 4-2 lead here. Mila Urban. Mark, Samantha Mark, high-scoring guard on this team. Ratcliffe looks underneath, tries to play a tough angle off the window, and they can't get it done. That's just another reminder that length, as Jordan Wider had a look at it but couldn't find the angle she wanted underneath. Here's Zoo for 3. Doesn't even touch iron as Lucy knocks down the triple there. Just like that, a 5-point lead, a 7-point run here for Mulgrave. Look at them at the top there. When they extend that wingspan, they take off so many of your driving lanes underneath. They alter so many shots. You gotta score tough baskets. You're not gonna get anything easy. And that's just what York House did there. Physical basket underneath the hoop by Ratcliffe. 7-4, 1 possession game here. Sacre will put up the 3 off the side iron and gobbled up there by Urban. Mila over half court. Tries to split the defense there. Finds Mark coming to the basket. Samantha Mark can't grab a handle on it, but right underneath the Ratcliffe off the window. She had a good look at it, couldn't get it to go. Knifing to the baskets. Wilson, look at that jump underneath there. A re-jump underneath as well by Roos. Had a couple of looks at it. And Eva Roos, the 6'2", grade 10, unable to find the finish underneath. Wilson to Zoo for 3. This time just off the mark. Tipped by Mark underneath and grabbed away by Ryder. And here come the York House Tigers again with Mila Urban. 7-4. Scrappy York House hanging tough here with the number 2 seeds. Ratcliffe. Mark with a bit of a head fake on the baseline into a double team on the baseline. Can't score it. Ryder on the other side, and York House getting their share of opportunities, but as we say, nothing easy. And look at Ratcliffe trying to tip it away there from Roos. Ava Wilson is going to put up a 3. So the Titans have missed in their last couple from downtown. Keeps the door open here for York House to cut this to 1 or tie on this possession. Midway through the opening quarter of Final Four Friday's first game. That one intercepted by Zoo with that wingspan. Sacre down the floor, off the window, can't get the roll, and gobbled up there by Urban. Chase for a loose ball, it's gonna be Ryder getting to the basketball. And back to Urban. Here's Mark from the elbow, the jumper, nails it. Samantha Mark with a basket there, makes it 7-6. Eva Roos, a really deep-rooted player in the basketball culture of Vancouver. Her parents, of course, notable with some very interesting connections. Her dad, Chris Roos, a former UBC men's volleyball player, coached volleyball at York House for about 15 years, played for the Birds as well. As Roos makes the second, and her mother is Deanna Marchenko, the former Lord Byng University basketball in this area. So our thanks to head coach Dave Prisinotti for passing that on before the game. Even though she opposes his team and could well be the player who can make a difference here in terms of getting her team, if Mulgrave is to win this game, to the final championship game. There's a triple drained, and that's Wilson. So Ava Wilson measures it up and makes it 11-6. Couple of baskets here now to gain some momentum for the Titans. Dropping back in that zone. Ryder kicks it. Here's Ratcliffe, drives fearlessly into the paint, and that's what Ratcliffe has to do. Really have to be courageous here to earn everything you're going to get against this Mulgrave team. So coming out of the game now for York House, I believe that was Sophie Kazmersky that came out coming into the game. Number 24 is Casey Guel. A lot of uniform change numbers given to us here as Ratcliffe tees it up and knocks it down. So she'll make the second, miss the first, and make it a 4-point game. York House doing what they need to do to hang around. This is a dynamic Mulgrave team. And as much of this story will be told in the deep paint on those second chance opportunities off of drives and missed shots. And you're seeing it unfold before your eyes here as Wilson steps up to the free throw line. Ava Wilson listed as a 5'11" guard, one of those grade 10s, along with Talib, Zoo, and Bruce. That's about as talented a group of grade 10s as you're going to see in the province this season. There's Mark back up top to Ratcliffe. We'll skip it down to Ryder, trying to find some room to kick it back out to Ratcliffe for the jump shot, and she knocks that one down. So the medium range jump shot there for Avery Ratcliffe, and she takes full advantage as they play off the kick out pass to make it a 4-point contest again. Here's Sacre, or Talib, excuse me. Jenna Talib knocking down that shot. So the triple falling there. Here's Ratcliffe now. Post up. Position to kick it back out to Mark. Ratcliffe, but the shot clock buzzer, I believe that was, didn't get it to go. They get a reset, and they will continue to keep it alive here. Here's Mark with a jump shot. Samantha Mark will knock down the big shot there. She'll knock down the triple, but you see how congested the paint is, how long that length really impedes ball movement. York House is doing a terrific job here in the early going to keep it at 4 points. There's Roos. Turnaround off the window and another foul underneath. So first Roos, then Wilson, now Roos again. And Mulgrave can pound it down there, or they can put up the jump shots, and if they're not succeeding, they're going to get those second chance opportunities in the paint to make things happen and get to the stripe. Tidy work there from 15 feet for the Mulgrave Titans, building a 6-point lead here. 1:38 to the end of this quarter. Howard Samaro here with you for our first of 6 games on Final Four Friday. Thanks for joining us. The junior girls as well will be playing in a different venue, center court here at the Langley Event Center. They play at 3 and 4:30. So there are actually 8 sudden elimination Final Four contests being staged here at the mighty Langley Event Center. I'll run through the matchups as the day goes on, but I think to keep in mind here, the winner of this game will get the winner of St. Michael's University School of Victoria and Langley Christian, the Lightning, the #1 seed in this tournament. There's Zoo again for 3, I think partially blocked this time, and it's a nice hustle there by Urban to save it. And Mila gets it right back as she heads back down the court, works off a Ratcliffe screen, drives into the deep paint underneath the rider, and that's the nicest basket of this opening quarter for York House. They move it well off penetration, they share the basketball, and they find a score available on the baseline to make it 18-14. Ooh, they don't get the roll there. Roos had a good look at it, couldn't get it to swirl home as we hit 35 seconds left in this quarter. So what a job York House has done here. 10 on the shot clock, 29 seconds in the quarter. Here's Samantha Mark looking for the cutter. Ratcliffe to skip underneath the rider off the window, and she will make it a 2-point game. Tremendous ball movement in the half court there by the York House Tigers. Right to the basket. Roos underneath, off the offensive board, can't get it. Ryder, a big O board there, and here comes York House with 2 seconds left in the quarter. Runner is not going to go, but what an effort by York House in this opening quarter of play. 18-16 the score. Mulgrave has the lead. Back with more from the Langley Event Center in a moment. And the horn signaling the start of the second quarter here at the Langley Event Center. We're at the South Court today, the first of 6 senior varsity semifinals. York House trailing Mulgrave, the #2 seed, the top seed on the bottom half of this draw, by only 2 points after the opening quarter. The question is it going to be a battle of attrition here? Is this young Mulgrave team going to be able to wear down York House? I'll tell you right now, the job that Ryder and Ratcliffe did in that first quarter, they played physical basketball, and that's what they're going to need to keep doing. They're going to have to stay out of foul trouble too, because they are needed on the floor. Number 11 and number 14 were a force in that opening quarter, combining with the guards Kazmierski, Urban, and the shooting guard Samantha Mark, all making their mark, pardon the pun, in that opening quarter of play. Ava Wilson, number 12, one of those sterling grade 10 players in the Mulgrave lineup. 4 of them start for head coach Claude Leduc. And a miss there. Here's Lucy Zhu. The scramble, picks up that loose ball. Puts York House on the defensive again. York House matching up well here in the half court. Mika Damji off the bench, number 23, is her first appearance of the game. The ball turned over, and Urban now with the basketball. Quickly off the window, and the whistle blows. And Mila Urban's not going to get the N1, but she is going to get a couple of shots here from 15. So aggressive play, so important for York House. It's very much the mindset that you got to carry into this game. Be attack-minded, certainly don't falter, and you have to set the agenda, the physical tempo of this basketball game, and that's just what they're doing here right now. And look at that, a tie basketball game here now between York House and Mulgrave. I think Mulgrave's victory over York House previously this season in the 20-plus range. But of course, Mulgrave did that to so many teams. Here's Roos. Eva puts up the jump shot. A rope doesn't go. Ripped away. A nice job there by Urban, the point guard, to get the big rebound inside. Urban across half court quickly. Here's Mark, the hesitation dribble off the window. She rattles it home instead. And Samantha Mark with a big basket there. 20-18 the score, the lead for the York House Tigers of Vancouver. Long strider. Look at Ava Wilson go. She kicks it into high gear and just gets right to the glass. And she'll tie this game at 20. Tremendous basketball game building here in the early stages here. Our first semifinal of the day in the 2A level. Here's Mark. Samantha will enter. High post, Ratcliffe. Shot clock at 2. Urban puts it up, doesn't draw iron, and it will be a Mulgrave basketball. So the Titans with a nice job there of extending and chewing up the shot clock. Sacre now back into the game. Tegan Sacre for Damji, number 23. It's a credit to York House that they are keeping Mulgrave starters on the floor here. Great move through the paint there by Wilson. The finish by Roos underneath. And that's what Mulgrave, from their perspective, that's what they have to do. They have the ability to get those second chance opportunities because of their length underneath. The question is the wild card going to be the strength as Talib misses that Ryder and Ratcliffe can bring in the low block? They're going to have to stay foul free for this entire game, and they're going to have to play near perfect basketball underneath. Here's Roos. Turnaround move, tough shot, doesn't go, rolls off the back iron. Samantha Mark with the rebound. 7:20 to the half. 22-20 the lead for Mulgrave in the home whites out of West Vancouver. York House, in a past era, the last era of girls AA basketball, the absolute powers, winning multiple provincial titles. And you think back to the great point guard Lisa Tyndall, who starred at Simon Fraser, and so many others playing under head coach Winston Brown at this York House program. And Winston Brown, I saw him yesterday, I believe, assisting with St. Thomas More, who've made a nice early run through the tournament. BC girls AA basketball. The story this season, though, has been Langley Christian. Think about that team that Danny Gardner's coaching at Langley Christian, and the stars they'll march out on the floor today. And it's going to be something to watch. Sydney Bradshaw, the point guard, of course, headed to Trinity Western University. Taylor Coxford at 6'2", coming off an injured-riddled career, but finding it all in her senior year, headed to UBC next season. And of course, Lainey Shelby, the dynamic scoring guard, headed to Simon Fraser. Those three players and the rest of the very tiny roster that they have, I think they have 8 or 9 players, have not lost to anybody in 1A, 2A, or 3A this season. Their only loss on the campaign coming against #1 Quad A Riverside at my own tournament in December. So that is some kind of Langley Christian team. Many say the best team in the province. Have beaten Riverside, have beaten Terry Fox, and here they are at the AA level, ready to try and advance. Nothing is going to be easy, though, against pretty tough physical St. Michael's team. Ratcliffe repelled, gets it back, baseline. Ooh, drives off of the fingertips there underneath the basket of Jordan Wider. And excuse me if I've said Ryder, it's Wider. W-I-D-E-R, my apologies. We'll get that straight. Here's Urban for 3, bingo! Tyler Urban knocks down the triple, and that's a big shot to put the Tigers in front by 1 point here at 23-22, 6:40 to the break. Wilson, Tegan Sacre puts up the 3 ball. That too strong there. Look at Roos with the fingertips there. And that's what you got to do. You got to scrap and claw. Sophie Kazmersky gets right in there and dislodges the basketball. And York House really, with their guile and their passion, really doing a good job here. Wider rips it away from the double team. Keeping possession now. Urban. And there's Ratcliffe. That shot's not going to go in. Nice box out there by Roos. Gets her team back up the floor with Wilson crossing half court. If every game's like this today, I think we're in for a real treat here. Here's Ava Wilson. She puts up the 3 ball, doesn't go. And I don't know what the purists might say about Mulgrave, but they're settling for outside shots a lot too. I think they really have to keep trying to play to their strengths inside. There's a shot for three that's not going to go from Urban. Wider underneath with the offensive rebound. She gets the putback. And it's a tremendous job that York House is doing here, especially in the dirty areas, getting in the paint, banging and battling for rebounds. Here's Roos, dynamic player as she gets in there, but look at that, Urban gets a hand in there, almost saved it, but can't, I believe, so it'll be Mulgrave basketball here in the front court. Ava Wilson set to, no, that's, I'm sorry, Lucy Zhu. Lucy Zhu out there with the rest of her talented grade 10 teammates. Mia Roos as well, the grade 11, wearing number 2 on the floor. Her first appearance of this game. They take it right at the heart of the York House defense. That was Talib. Urban, her take to the basket, had a good look at it, couldn't get the roll underneath. York House just needs to keep playing smart basketball. Right now with a 1-point lead. Here's Mia Roos. The kick to Wilson on the baseline, excuse me. I can't be losing my voice in game 1, but 4:41 to the break here. You're seeing Claude Leduc very carefully making sure players are getting a rest here. We'll see how much outside of the big four that can happen the way York House is playing. But the Tigers, they're gonna go with who brought them here. Look at that underneath. Jordan Wider has been deadly in the paint. She's converting everything she gets her hands on underneath the hoop. Here's Roos with a quick shot release, not gonna go. Oh, look at that gutsy rebound there as they battle for the ball underneath the hoop. Mia Roos, number 2 for Mulgrave. Thought she had that one squeezed. Ratcliffe will inbound though from the baseline here. Starting to see some zone pressure here from Mulgrave as they try to disrupt things, but very, very deftly. Kazmersky now for York House. A skip underneath. Turnaround shot doesn't go off the front iron as Wider had a good look at it. Talib across to Wilson. Zhu looked to be setting a screen inside. They go inside and they can't find Mia Roos. So a bit of a lack of precision here from Mulgrave. They can't get into a rhythm. And Mulgrave, rather York House, really looking like a unit here right now. Here's Talib, puts her head down, goes right into traffic. Collision underneath, no call. And they just keep playing. And they understand the rules of engagement here, and it's going to be an entertaining final 3 minutes of this opening half of play. There is what York House has been doing so well all half. They kick it back out instead to Wilson. She can't get the 3-ball to go. They chase it down. Here's Zhu. She puts her head down. Look at the strides from Lucy Zhu as she goes to the basket, lays it up and in. Goodness. 27-26. Zhu's been parked out on the perimeter the first half. Now that time shows you the dribble drive game, goes right to the rack and lays it up and in. 2:48 left here in this opening half. A 1-point game for York House. They have the basketball. 4 on the shot clock here for Urban. Tough hoop underneath. Can she get the roll? She does. York House on all cylinders with a 3-point lead. Their largest of the half here with 2:27 remaining in the opening half. There's Zhu. Drive off the window, and that's going to be Wilson who makes it work. And a great job there to pull her team within 1 with 2 minutes remaining in this opening half of play. Here's Samantha Mark. Whistle blows. And the foul being called against Ratcliffe, that's Avery's second. And a certain touchstone player is a foul being called on the floor. We'll take a short one, be back with the final moments of this opening half in the Langley Event Center. Back in a moment. Jump shot, Samantha Mark will knock down the big shot there. Also there by Urban to save it. Mila gets it right back. She heads back down the court. Works off a Ratcliffe screen. Drives in the deep paint underneath the rider, and that's the nicest basket of this opening quarter. Howard Zamura back with you here. Final moments, opening half of play. 29-28. The York House Tigers, the seeding underdogs in this game against the Mulgrave Titans. Of course, these teams familiar with each other. They have already played this season. Mulgrave with a convincing victory earlier in the campaign. The Claude Leduc's team has been tremendous throughout, and boy, they are going to be a dynamo every year for the next 2 seasons after this one. Look out. This group stays together. They will be a dominant basketball team, and many say are now, of course. There, Roos coming out of a timeout. Eva will pick up a loose ball, lay it up and in. And just like that, the Titans with a 1-point lead here. Urban into traffic, back up top. Mark can't handle it. She chases it down. Sacre guarding her, back up top now. Talib guarding her. Urban, 7 on the shot clock underneath. Here's Wider, kicks it back up top. Fading from 3. And can't beat the shot clock buzzer or find the rim there. So a chance for the Titans to get back on top by more than a single point. They settle for the early jump shot. That's dangerous if you're York House. And Eva Roos puts her head down. She turns the corner off the window for a 3-point lead. 1 minute remaining. And the Jim Rockin here at the Langley Event Center South Court. If you're enjoying the live stream, if you want to enjoy the action live, of course, get down here. It's a great day from morning till night. All semifinals, all winners. As Mark, underneath, can't score it, and a collision underneath the basket. Every game you see here is going to be a sudden elimination, berth in the championship finals tomorrow kind of a game, and the atmosphere reflects that here early. We will have Langley Christian and St. Michael's University School teeing it up next. Lindsay Brooke and Danny Gardner, the 2 head coaches, going at it there. 40 seconds remaining, 14 on the shot clock here. The skip underneath off the inbounds. A battle for a loose ball. Mulgrave's going to come up with it. Sacre. Here's Lucy Zhu back up top to Ava Wilson. Tegan Sacre for another 3, this time off the mark. Again, Roos with a rebound. And those second chance opportunities have not gone down for Mulgrave to the extent they normally probably do, and that's maybe a reason this is pretty close here. Underneath, a second chance for York House. Look at Wider off the Ratcliffe miss with 3.8 left. They're going to turn it over and say she stepped on the end line. What an exciting opening half we've had here. And I think the main thing is for York House is they have pretty much escaped without being in real foul jeopardy. Ratcliffe does have 2, but that would be a key equation here in this opening half. Down the floor they go. The runner, a rope of a runner doesn't go there. 32-29 our score. It's an 8-minute halftime intermission. We'll be back with more from the Langley Event Center in a moment. And we're back with you here at the start of the second half. The tournament crew finding a bit of a wet spot there out by center court. They want to, for safety purposes, obviously make sure we're all ready to go here. The numbers from that opening half, 32-29 Mulgrave. Leading scores for the Titans, Ava Wilson with 11 points on 4 of 13 shooting, 2 free throws made. As well, 9 points and 15 rebounds by Eva Roos, the grade 10 inside. Jordan Wider with 10 points and 8 rebounds, 7 points for Samantha Mark, the leading scorers for the York House Tigers. See what has happened over the course of halftime and schematic adjustments that are going to happen here.
It's 7-2, you guys. 7-2 fouls.
David Prisinati, we're right by the York House bench. Not sure if you're going to hear Coach P, but he just let the officials know. Foul count total 7-2
That's a moving screen.
against his team. So we'll see how this goes. Here's Talib to Sacre. Tegan with a save there in the corner. She's going to dribble right into the paint, take it right to the rack. Bit out of control there at the end. Couldn't get it to go off the window the way she wanted there. So a turnover and a chance here for York House to pull within 1 or tie here. Comes the zone pressure, a 2-2-1 zone press, and we'll see how active it is here as Ratcliffe now with the basketball. We get across half court easily enough. Right to the sidelines here in front of our broadcast location. Double team comes quickly, and Urban battling will turn the ball over as Mulgrave able to dislodge the basketball. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's York House basketball, my mistake. It's going to be Ratcliffe right in front of our broadcast location. Mila Urban with the basketball now. Looking off the wider screen, the elbow jumper off the iron, and pinballs back out to Samantha Mark. Wider setting the screen in the half court. Mark gets it inside, and and Wider had a great job. She gets the offensive rebound. They still can't score it. That entry pass can be perilous. Fingertips everywhere, but they are able to get it inside to Jordan Wider. She just couldn't finish it on that turnaround move, but it was great execution in the half court for York House early. Here's Wilson. Sacre.
That's a push on the screen.
Zoo the entry, and look at that. Savvy move by Eva Roos, getting right into that shooting motion. Really wanted to at least get to the free throw line if she couldn't make the basket, and she does just that. She just threw her hands up in a shooting motion as soon as she touched it, as the defense started to collapse on her underneath. So trailing by 3 here in the early going are the Tigers, and the Titans with a miss on the first free throw. Couple of misses there, leaving some points on the floor here for the Titans, as York House now with a chance once more to work that half-court offense. Samantha Mark. Here's Ratcliffe. Back up top to Urban from 16. And she's going to get the nice roll in and out off the glass and falling through for Urban, the point guard. Ava Wilson. Great job there by Urban. He just squared up and just took it away on the entry on the baseline. So York House now with the basketball once more. Trailing by a point, could take a lead with a basket here. Cutting inside, Ratcliffe, the wraparound underneath the Wider, and again a missed layup. So tough sledding underneath here for number 11 in the early going. She's doing everything but scoring. Keeping a 1-point lead for Mulgrave. Zoo out of control, saved by Talib. There's a drive by Roos, knifes through the defense. What a beautiful basket that is. Eva Roos, just what a talented player. Jump stop off the window. Nice aggressive take there by Urban. Mila Urban now stepping up to the free throw line. Eva Roos the grade 10, the 6'2" grade 10 forward. The dexterity and the stride that she takes combine both of those, and that's a rare kind of skill set you saw there, almost like kind of dancing through the raindrops there. There's players all through the paint, and she's able to knife her way through the defense for a big basket on the other end. The elbow jumper is not going to go this time for Urban. Loose ball, wider, knocks it free, but it goes to Wilson, now to Zoo as Mulgrave runs the break to Talib. Great job by Jenna. She finds a cutting Roos, but look at Yorkhouse with a hustle factor there. And Mila Urban knocking it out of bounds, 18 on the shot clock. Still a Mulgrave basketball here for Talib. Quick entry, and as you heard Dave Prisinotti, the Yorkhouse coach, say, too easy. And clearly, Yorkhouse, with what they've done discipline-wise, just have not given up easy baskets. And off an inbounds play, there's a quick hitter. That's about as easy as you're gonna get. Mark with a great dish underneath into a double team. They collapse on Radcliffe and the whistle blows. But great recognition there from Samantha Mark, finding Avery Radcliffe on the baseline. And now 14 steps up to shoot some free throws here. And really Yorkhouse needing to be as combative as they can be here as the lead gets to 5 with 6:29 left in this third quarter. They got to play with a aggressive, hungry mindset. And that's what Radcliffe is doing there on that take to the basket. Avery makes the first, makes it a 4-point game. Her second is also going to fall through, so it's a one-possession game here. What a great job both these teams are doing here to start this third quarter of play. Here's Wilson. And she leaves it on the rim there. A tough break for her. Mulgrave, their dribble drive game giving them plenty of opportunities here. Mila Urban to Samantha Mark. Radcliffe to Wider, battling hard, and she wills that ball home against defensive pressure right in her face. And you know what, when you're a strong player, that helps you too. She's got a great base underneath to work with, and it really helps her when those degree of difficulty numbers start to up in the paint against a long-limbed, long-levered team like the Mulgrave Titans. Here's Talib. Roos, too strong on the jump shot. The rebound there by Urban. 1-point game. And there's Mark right down the floor. Samantha Mark takes it hard. She gets fouled. And that's going to be Lucy Zhu with the foul, her second of the game, but it gives Yorkhouse a chance to take the lead here with a couple of made free throws. Mark with a nice aggressive move as they run the break and get the look they want. In and out with a miss there. As the experts here along Media Row tell me, Jenna Talib, her shooting ability just unquestioned, but she's not getting shot opportunities. We'll see if that starts to change her. Zachary gets a look, and she's going to knock it down. Keegan Zachary from the baseline corner knocks it down, and a jump shooting Mulgrave team can be a very different team here over the last half of this contest, because it's going to free up everything inside. Here's Roos with some nice wingspan to knock the ball away. Entry, Radcliffe had her shot impeded, and Mulgrave is starting to get things going defensively inside. They're starting to tip basketballs and take away passing lanes. 4:49 left in this third quarter. We're past the midway mark of this third quarter already. This game seems to be flying by. Here comes Wilson. Talib. Here's the Talib jumper. Oh! And just what the doctor ordered from Mulgrave. Now back-to-back jump shots for this team gives them a 6-point lead, their largest since I believe the very early stages of this contest. 42-36. Underneath, the high percentage looks continue to be there, and this time wider. As He's going to lay it up and in, just looking at the expression on the face of head coach Claude Leduc of the Titans. And yeah, here's the coach, you just don't want to give those ones up. Making strides on the offensive end are the Titans, and from their perspective, don't want to give up the easy ones on the other end. Here's a take to the basket by Sacre. She gets her own rebound, squirts loose, and they hit the deck. Look at Roos. The jump shot up by Wilson, and Prisonotti, the York House coach, calling for a three in the key there. Mark for three, off the front iron. Talib thought she had it underneath, and the foul is going to get called. And that's going to be Sophie Kazmierski now, number 3. The other guard, starting guard for this York House team, stepping up to the free throw line in a 4-point deficit here for the Tigers in green. Both these teams just need to take a breath here. And Kazmierski hits 1 of 2. York House is going to call for time. We'll call for time as well here with 3:37 left in the third quarter. Back with more from the Langley Event Center in just a moment. Hustle there by Urban to save it. Zilla gets it right back as she heads back down the court. Knocks off a Ratcliffe screen. Drives in the deep paint underneath the rider, and that's the nicest basket of this opening quarter. My apologies. That's great. Here's Urban for 3. Bingo! Tyler down. Here's Zoo. She puts her head down. Look at the strides from Lucy Zoo as she goes to the basket, lays it up. Many say Arnell, of course. There's Roos coming out of a timeout. Egar. Ratcliffe to Wider, battling hard, and she wills that ball home. And shot opportunities. We'll see if that starts to change her. Sacre gets a look, and she's going to knock it down. Keegan Sacre. Back with you here at the Langley Event Center. Howard Samura for the third quarter's final moments here, 42-39. Mulgrave with the lead. And that basketball changing hands. It will be York House basketball. And once against that zone pressure. Ratcliffe beats it at half court. Urban. I'll say the ball stays with the Tigers here. 9 on the shot clock. Anybody's basketball game here. And I think when we hit the fourth quarter, you'll start to see the signs of attrition on both teams. Many of these players will, if it stays like this, play the full 40. And this is one of them here, Mila Urban. Swings it, lost track of the shot clock there. I think kind of caught up to her a bit. 3-point game will remain, and here come the Titans. Zoo to Wilson. Azeva now with the basketball. Puts her head down, drives into the paint. The pivot to Roos. Cues it up for Talib, and she just misses on the 3 ball. Underneath, Roos with the offensive rebound. And will the bell begin to toll for York House with Roos? Her ability to stay active and bring energy underneath the glass is going to be huge down the stretch drive of this basketball game. Well, the grade 10 having to battle through the fatigue as these young players are all learning to do. This can be obviously a benchmark game at the Provincials, a Final Four contest for a berth in the championship as a grade 10. To battle through the fatigue and learn what the senior pace is all about to the full extent here at the Provincial Championships. Roos hits the first, makes it a 4-point game, and has it swirl out for the second opportunity. So keep it at 4 here with 2:38 to go, and Mila Urban now back down the floor for her Tigers. High post to Ratcliffe. On the floor, she puts it, kicks it back up top. Urban. Wilson's right in her face. Finds the seam, jump stop off the window, can't get the carom. Boy, she follows her shot well, but just unable to get a tip where one of her teammates could get it. Kazmersky now guarding Wilson as the Titans just keep coming at you here. Wilson sees a seam, goes right to the glass, and where did she come from? Urban. She leaves her check and comes right to the ball and gets a block. And York House continuing to play feisty basketball. This time I think a foul being called against Mulgrave. It's going to be Lucy Zhu, and I believe that's her third of the game. Yeah, and that'll put the Tigers into the bonus here, I think. Yeah, and it's going to be Urban stepping up to shoot some free throws here. The 15 foul here with 1:49 left in the third quarter of play. St. Michael's Langley Christian are getting ready for the next game here from the South Court here at the Langley Event Center as Urban steps up. Terrific basketball game we've been treated to here today to start our Final Four Friday. That one will roll through, so 1-2 here, and it's a one-possession game with 1:48 left in the third. Eva Wilson now back up the floor for Mulgrave. Domji, number 23, also playing some minutes here. Jenna Talib, back to Domji. Going to the corner, almost knocked away by Mark. Teagan trying to tee up a 3-ball, and I think is going to get called for a travel there. So Sacre will turn the ball over with 1:27 left in the third quarter. The one-possession game here. Sacre and Talib at the front of that zone. That 2-2-1 zone right now that they're pressing with. Wilson takes on Ratcliffe. Double team comes with Talib. Ratcliffe dribbles out of trouble. Still has it, skips it along the ground, and it's going to get battled for. Domji hits the, or rather, Casey Jewell, excuse me, is in the game right now as well, wearing number 24 for the Tigers. And she hit the deck trying to preserve that basketball, but it will be Mulgrave ball. We're down to 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Ooh, and the entry down on that entry, I thought perhaps a, look at the foul going against Roos. From behind, or rather, Roos in a post-up position. I thought Ratcliffe was going to get it, but then Avery clapping her hands there, so clearly the call goes the other way. So Ratcliffe will inbound the basketball. Here's Mila Urban. She'll come across half court, quickly finding Samantha Mark. Mark now to Ratcliffe. Swings down to the baseline, knocked away, and a great play there by Domji as she is able to affect it and get her team back down the floor. Eva Wilson pulls up for 3, and Wilson, ooh, thought she'd get a roll off the carom, doesn't get it. Bodies are crashing everywhere here in the South Court. And that is Domji and Jewell, I believe, both hitting the deck there. Both coaches managing the starters' minutes here, doing the best they can, knowing there's a huge fourth quarter stretch drive ahead. Here's Roos. Eva with a turnaround move, and look at that double team coming. And you got to give credit there to Jewell for the job she did on the double team. 3 on the shot clock, the jump shot hoisted, doesn't go for Roos, and York House winning the defensive possession there with some quality work in the half court. Kazmersky back up top to Ratcliffe, not a mark. Samantha finds Urban. Mila, the jump stop in the paint, took the angle away from herself, got too deep before she made the shot attempt, and that's going to do it for the third quarter of play. A one-possession lead for the number 2 seeds here. The Mulgrave Titans with a 43-40 lead over the number 3 seeded York House Tigers of Vancouver. End of the third quarter, back with more from the Langley Event Center in a moment.
The jumper nails it. Samantha Mark with a basket there makes it 7-6. 4-point contest again. This is Sacre or Talib. Mark with a jump shot. Samantha Mark will knock down the big shot there. Hustle there by Urban to save it. Mila gets it right back. She heads back down. Underneath the rider, and that's the nicest basket of this opening quarter.
Howard Samura back with you here, Langley Event Center. I love saying Final Four Friday. I can't help it. It's been 2 years. It's so great to have you all joining us here on the live stream, wherever you may be watching, across this global basketball nation of ours. Urban into the paint, the kick out to Kazmierski, back up top to Mark. Samantha into the paint off the window, can't get it to go, and ripped away by Roos. Keen the break now, Wilson. Ava back up the court for Mulgrave. 3-point lead and the basketball here. Opening moments, fourth quarter. South Court, Langley Event Center. Quick release underneath, and look at the reverse underneath. 2 unlucky rolls there. And Eva Roos unable to score the basketball. When you're a young player, you're counted on a lot. You got to battle through the fatigue. Wilson's got to keep working, and again, quick hitter off the inbound. Second time today, that instantaneous. And this time Tegan Sacre will lay it up and in to make it a 45-40 game. 9:14 remaining. Pivotal point of this basketball game for the York House Tigers. Ratcliffe into the pressure, stripped away. And those are the telling kind of signs when momentum begins to shift, and Ratcliffe's been a warrior the entire game. Here's Sacre. She loves the corner three, and this time doesn't go for her. There's Roos with a rebound, ripped away by Ratcliffe. Avery's gonna push her way right across half court. She's wondering where the call is. Mark looking down low, and look at that job. Hustling back down the floor, 94 feet by Sacre to knock it away. So Tegan Sacre doing a good job at both ends of the court here. Sacre, that senior, starting with those 4 grade 10s. Right to the basketball, Ratcliffe will lay it up and in. So that's KG York House not relenting and continuing to battle, and they keep it at a 1-possession game here. Wilson guarded by Urban. They go cross court to Tegan Sacre. She puts it on the deck, right to the window, off the glass, doesn't go. Second chance opportunity. This time it's a big one because Roos is going to get the chance at the end. 1, it's a 5-point lead, potentially 6. And Eva Roos may be young, but she is showing the stamina here down the stretch. Roos, Wilson, and Zoo, I don't believe have been off the floor. I believe they've been playing the entire contest. Bit of a hot potato there as Jenna Talib takes over. Look at that power move to the basket. That is a move right there that defines where Eva Roos is growing in this game. Eva Roos, you wonder if the fatigue's going to sit in. Her shoulders were firm and square there as she took that basket. Players bounced off of her as she made that trek to the basket. So that was a big one, and a big one down here as well. As Wider, who's battled so well with Ratcliffe underneath. 5-point game. This is a situation where York House has responded throughout the game. They haven't let the lead get away from them. Hoisted. Too strong off the back iron there by Urban. Great rebound by Ratcliffe underneath, falling to the ground, and she will hit the basket. Avery Ratcliffe is rewarded. Falling to the ground, she gets it to fall somehow and is going to get an N1 opportunity. A big basket there. And she sinks it. So the N1 opportunity completed. It's a 2-point game, and just strap yourselves in. This is going to be a great finish here. There's some great resilience by York House, and there is some great perseverance as well to fight through the fatigue for these young Mulgrave players. It's got all the makings of a classic. Spin off the window, doesn't go. What a job by Roos. She just stays with it. She's going to get fouled from behind, and I believe Wider's going to get called for the foul here for a reach. She indeed is going to get called for the foul. It's her 4th of the game, and that's a big one here with 7:02 remaining. Just in terms of being a physical force underneath and maintaining some semblance of control in the paint, they need her out there. So York House now making a key sub here. Annika Goodwin, the senior 5'10" forward, will come in, and it's not rocket science what she'll be doing out there. She's going to go in there and try and be a presence in the paint for Wider down the stretch drive of this basketball game. There's a miss on the second. Well, the sub didn't get in. Ratcliffe, the handoff to Mark. Go to Urban. Urban back up top, Mark. Samantha the dish. They move the ball. 3 on the shot clock. The shot goes up and off the side of the goal there. Mila Urban upset with herself as she walks by her own bench. Couldn't get the shot she wanted there as the shot clock began to run down. Ryder's going to have to sit, or Widers rather, is going to have to sit. And you hear that, the shouts of the coaches, Annika to Annika Goodwin, Annika be physical, and that's what they need from her. It's a tough spot to come in cold off the bench into the heat of battle of a Final Four game in the 4th quarter. And such is the task of Goodwin here as Tegan Sacre puts up the jump shot, doesn't go. Zoo rips it away. Looking for Roos underneath, and good job there by Goodwin holding her ground underneath the basket. Spirited throughout, this has been a tremendous basketball game. Talib quickly to Roos. Off the mark there. They regain possession though. A big second possession here. Here's Zoo. The drive, the dish. Tegan thought about it, instead back up top. They go to Lucy in the corner for 3. Bingo! That's a huge jump shot. Lucy Zoo. 53-47. A big one. And a much needed basket. That's the veteran answering, knowing that without a made basket, the way that Mulgrave is starting to pick up momentum here, they needed at least 2, and they got it from Ratcliffe. Turnaround shot, slingshot off the window. Boy, that's a power shot. There was no trajectory on that shot at all. Just a rope off the glass by Roos. 55-49 to score. Here's Mark. Sweeping move by Ratcliffe. Back-to-back baskets by Ratcliffe, and the senior responding to what her team needs. And you can see that emotional number 14 is getting on the floor right now for her York House Tigers. Here's Talib. Jenna's dish inside. The flip off just swishes it right through. Jenna Talib has been quiet, but Everybody knows the talent she has as a shooter. This time takes it into the paint and scores a big basket, make it a 6-point game. Yorkhouse is missing Ryder. She's sitting for the first time in this game with 4 fouls. And Zoo will take over. Finds the point guard Wilson.
I'll take a timeout.
Or the guard Wilson, rather. Ava calling for the screen from Roos. She'll take it and fire from 3. Doesn't go. Roos with a huge tip. Just didn't get the push she wanted on the shot attempt. But as Eva Roos gets stronger, look out. She's going to be so incredible. Timeout is called by Yorkhouse. 4:03 left in this game, a 6-point lead. Still anybody's basketball game, and we'll take a timeout as well. Be back with the Langley Event Center with more in just a moment.
The hot potato there is Jenna Talib takes over. Power move to the basket. That go to Lucy in the corner for 3. Bingo! That's a huge jump shot. Lucy Zhu, 47. Big one. And a much needed basket. That's the veteran answer. 49 to score. Here's Mark. Sweeping move by Ratcliffe. Back to lead. Jenna's dish inside. A flip off the. Just swishes it right through. Jenna Talib has been quiet.
And back here with you for the final moments. Of this semifinal game here for the Langley Event Center. 4 minutes remaining. Talib hoists, doesn't go there. Tip drill underneath. Ends up in the hands of Sacre, and Tegan will lay it up and in. 59 to 51, an 8-point lead, largest of the game now for the Mulgrave Titans. And this truly is stretch drive time. It's go time for the girls in green here from Yorkhouse. Mark, the runner, gets it to go. Sam Mark with a huge basket there. 59 to 53, cut it back to a 6-point lead here. Here's Ava Wilson. Knifes through the paint. The length and the dexterity of these 3 grade 9 guard forward types in Zoo, Roos, and here's Urban. Shot clock down to 4. Ratcliffe into the paint. Hurls up a shot off the window. Mark with a rebound. No call there as she just heaved it off the glass. And Eva Roos will bring it back. Roos to Talib. And they're going to call Jenna Talib right in front of the Mulgrave bench for a travel. And head coach Claude Leduc not happy about that one. Turns it over at a critical juncture there. 8-point deficit. And another timeout. We will abide by that, take a timeout as well, and be back with the final moments of this game from the Langley Event Center. Howard Tamura Langley Event Center with 2:48 remaining. A classic here Although York House slowly slipping here, trailing by 8 with 2:42 remaining. They've been hanging tooth and nail with Mulgrave the entire way. Here's Ratcliffe. The senior again just hurling it over her defensive check. It goes well over the rim and off the glass, and Mulgrave will take possession of the basketball. At the sign of the physicality, not relenting here for Mulgrave is a huge benchmark of where they are in their development as a basketball team with those 4 grade 10 starters. Claude Leduc is seeing some things here from his team that they certainly can build off, and if they are able to get to the championship final, a tremendous effort for these ladies. Here they go right to the glass, and they get the roll agonizingly slow for the York House Tigers as Ava Wilson lays it up and in. That makes it a 10-point game with 2:03 remaining. A big basket there as Wilson gets the lay-in to make it a 10-point lead. York House needs buckets, and they need them fast here. Here's Urban. She'll pull up from 3. Too strong off the side iron, into the hands of Ratcliffe though, so the recycle is on here. Urban working off a screen, tried to flip it to Ryder, now back in the game playing with those 4 fouls. Ryder did sit for an extended period. A steal here. Urban on number 12 of the Titans, Ava Wilson. So Wilson getting called for the foul. It'll send Urban to the free throw line. Free throws are York House's friend here with the clock stopped, 1:31 remaining. They need points, and they need them in a hurry. Stay with us as we queue up St. Michael's University School against Langley Christian. I will not be on the mic for the start of that game, unfortunately, but I will try to endeavor to be for the second half. Just got some writing duties to do here, and I will have to get that done first, so I will do that, and if I can make it back, I will for Langley Christian and St. Michael's, but you will see the live stream regardless here from the Langley Event Center. Look at that move. Leaves her defender frozen. And Roos able to score the basketball for a 65-55 lead. Certainly showing the incredible talent these grade 10 players have, and the fact that against a wonderfully executed and passionate performance by the York House Tigers today, the Mulgrave Titans have built a 10-point lead here with 1:07 remaining. Jenna Talib crossing half court. Ooh, battle for a loose ball. They're gonna, oh, they don't call it jump ball. Quickly to Urban. Of this game will play the Langley Christian St. Michael's University School winner. 8.9 seconds remaining. What a job the Titans have done. And they're going to hold it out here to count down the final few seconds. Classy York House will applaud, and it was a tremendous game. Look at those Mulgrave Titans. They are in celebration here in the South Court of the Langley Event Center. It's time to play for a title, ladies. The West Vancouver School, the Titans, will play in tomorrow's championship final. What a job as they get ready for a big one. 68-55 is the final score. The Mulgrave Titans over the York House Tigers. Set to follow, the Langley Christian Lightning, St. Michael's University School Blue Jags. Howard Samura bidding adieu, and I'll be back potentially for the second half of the second game upcoming, but you will